What's up, guys? How are y'all doing? This is episode 22 of Are You Sick of Me Yet podcast. I'm your host, Simon Cassavon. I've got root beer. Absolutely scrumptious. I love root beer. I feel like I just recorded episode 21 yesterday. And it's doing really good, which I'm very happy about because I had a lot of fun recording that one. It was really fun. I was away for the weekend. Yeah, that was really fun. Did some reading. I like going away and pretending I'm retired and then reading just all day. All I do is just read all day, and it's so fun, so enjoyable. I finished reading Song of Achilles, which is like my favorite book. I was annotating it. Lost my favorite pen. That makes me sad. It was just like a ballpoint pen. I don't know. It was really good. Don't know where that went. And then I finished that, so I took out this book called Dayspring. It's by a Toronto author, so I was like, okay, like support local. I got it from the library, but I like put all the books I wanted to read this summer on a spinner, and then I just spin it, and it just picks a book for me. Makes it a lot easier to decide. And if I'm like not feeling it, I can just respin. Boom, so easy. But Dayspring, it's like really pretty, really fun cover, and it's like a retelling of the Bible, I guess. But Jesus and Judas are gay. And so I've never read the Bible, and I've gone to church like 3 times. So I don't know anything that they're talking about. I don't know who David is, or Joseph is, or Simon is, or Saul is. I don't know who these people are. I'm like, Better Call Saul. What are you doing here? But, Bartholomew. Why did we stop naming our kids Bartholomew? Can we bring back the name Bartholomew, please? That name is hilarious. It's so funny. But it's weird. It's a weird book. There's practically no punctuation, practically no capitalization. There's no chapters. It just goes on and on and on and on. Instead of having quotations, it's like when Judas talks, it's in black, and when Judas thinks it's in black, and when he's telling a story, it's in black, and then when Jesus talks and tells a story, it's in red, which is kind of fun. But like, it's freaky, and not in a fun way. Like, I'm comparing it to Call Me By Your Name, which I haven't read in like 2 years, because that was also freaky. And like, I just read Song of Achilles, which has some freaky parts to it, but they're like well written and beautifully written and poetically written. Poetic smut is fun smut, but weird smut, I don't like it. I hate reading weird smut. Like, Dayspring and Call Me By Your Name are weird in the sense that there's way too much gross detail. Hey, I don't need to know that he stuck his wiener in a peach. I guess it was an apricot. That's disgusting. And then didn't, like, Oliver eat it? Gross. Who thinks of that? That's disgusting. That's weird. That's really weird. And all these books always have weird stuff to do with feet. Why do gay books love feet? Why do gay people have feet fetishes? I ain't ever read a straight book where a person had a foot fetish. It's always the gay books. Patroclus and Song of Achilles constantly talks about Achilles' feet. And, like, I get it, like, Achilles' heel and stuff, but, like, hey, buddy, stop. That's weird. It's just, like, I don't know, it grosses me out. Like, in this book, he keeps talking about his sour breath. Ew. Ew. That's disgusting. How am I supposed to feel about that? How am I supposed to feel when it's like, I kissed Jesus and his breath was sour and he smelled like piss? Ew. Gross. Tell me he smells like flowers and tastes like sunshine, please. Like, it's weird. Like, I love when books make analogies and talk about honey and olives and milk and pomegranates. There's just something about that 4 and figs, that 5, that as soon as you mention it when you're talking about someone or something, I'm like, oh, you ate that up. You devoured that. There's just something so poetic about milk and honey and figs and pomegranate and olives. I don't know why. It's just as soon as somebody in anything uses that, I'm like, you're a professional writer. Let me read it again. What is it? Give me 14 of them right now. I don't know how that audio goes, but yeah, it's a weird book. I don't really like it. But I'm halfway through, so I'm going to finish it. And then I don't know what to read next. Somebody today showed me that you could, like, set reading goals on Goodreads. So I set my goal to be 25 by the end of the year. I am 8 books behind. But I can probably catch up. Hopefully. Yeah, so that's the weird freaky book I'm reading. Do I recommend it? No, but if you're like into gay religious stuff, go ahead. Yeah. Cody Ko, we're gonna talk about him again. Still hasn't apologized, but I saw a video of him. I don't know if this was a recent video or an old video. He was DJing. Are my pants really short? Oh, God. I just realized, like, you could probably see my pants are a little too short. Let's ignore that. He's, like, DJs. Didn't know that. And he was, like, DJing, like, the Justin Bieber. Is it too late now to say sorry? 'Cause, missing more than just your body. Whoa, Cody, that's a little weird. I don't know if that's a new video or not, but if it is, that's insane. That's insane. That's going in the Hall of Fame for apology videos. If your apology was Justin Bieber, sorry. But yeah, there's like tons of people are talking about it. It's great. Holding him accountable. Good job. But like the one thing that irks me, and like somebody brought this up, and I think it's a great point, is that nobody was taking Tana seriously until a guy made a video about it. Like Tana had brought this up like tons of times, and nobody took it seriously. And then this man makes a YouTube video about it, and now everybody's holding him accountable. Glad he's being held accountable, but why did it take a man bringing it up for it to happen? That irked me. But yeah, so he still hasn't apologized. But, like, people are cutting ties with him. Like, the Button, I think. No, not the Button. Is it the Button? One of those, like, weird channels that he does partnerships with and, like, reaction videos to has cut ties, deleted all their videos. Yeah, people are, like, cutting ties and deleting videos. And he's still quiet about it. But actually, I want to go to his Instagram. I wonder what the most recent thing was that he posted. No. 7 weeks ago, my high fashion modeling career has taken off. Here I am modeling the new Dior Gravity Leather sneaker and Gravity Leather bag. They both look extremely good on me. I am made for this. I live in Milan now. That's a weird caption. I'm going to read comments now. Trying to strike a chord. It's probably a ... Biden dropping out of the race. Yeah, Biden dropped out of the presidential race. Crazy. Kamala's going to step up. She's a brat now. And I know that's just a marketing technique, but you got to do what you got to do. Hey, American listeners. I'm not in America, but, like, not voting and voting third party at this point is more dangerous than voting for Trump. Well, because you're basically just giving your vote to Trump. But also, I don't know anything about American politics. You do what you do, but also, like, they're both bad options, but there's a better option. Can't have one comfort YouTuber without them being weird. Thought reacting was your job. Why so slow? That's a good one. That's funny. I need root beer. That's really funny. That I'm liking that. I just want to see how freaked out you are about this whole thing. There's probably no way you aren't crashing out right now. I loved watching you as a kid. You probably would have loved me too. Give him some time to react. Takes a while to practice ukulele song. Just another frat guy cosplaying as a nice boy. Yeah, apparently he's from Calgary. Didn't know that, but that's very Calgary of him to sleep with minors and be terrible, but... Okay, so at least people aren't in the comments being... Oh, wait, is this the video of him? No, okay. Yeah, I didn't know he DJ'd. Also didn't know that he liked minors, but whatever. I don't know if Baby No Money's gonna say something about it. He had 6 million subscribers a year ago. Let's see how many he has now. That's my YouTube. I need to go to a different YouTube. Oh, little Simsy just put out a review of Sims 4 Love Struck. Still 6 million. Okay. The most recent video he put out was a month ago. But, like, before that, it was, like, consistent. 1 month, 1 month, 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, 3 month, 3 month, 4, 4, 6. Well, waiting for that. Very excited. Well, not excited about what he did, but excited for a response because I really want to know how poorly he handles it. This is going to be like a shorter episode. I don't really have much to talk about because I literally recorded like yesterday. But I'm currently like, I had never seen this man before in my life. And then I go on TikTok today and Joey Foo or Fo. I'm going to say Joey FOO is all over my free page. I have never seen this man before, and now he won't leave. He is a like stay-at-home dad, and he just cleans his house all day because his wife like works a lot, but apparently she only works 1 day a week now because she wants to be a content creator. But like he just cleans their house, but in the weirdest ways. Like he always is using a power washer and not a snowblower, like a leaf blower. Like I saw him power wash his wife's car today and his kitchen. Gross. And then he just kind of dumps whatever products on whatever. And then I watched one of his cleaning videos, and he just is making a mess the whole time, which is gross. And their cupboards are unorganized. And I get that they have young children, but it drives me crazy to see how messy his house is, because I love clean kitchens and organized kitchens. But he opens his cupboard, and then his microwave is in the microwave. He opens his microwave, and there's another microwave in the microwave. Really confusing to me. I don't know. But he's just like everywhere. He's all over my For You page. Weirds me out. Maybe I'll show you guys some of him, actually, because, why not? Joey F-O-O. I hit the record thing, but it doesn't. Okay, I again don't know how to screen record. My apologies, y'all. Windows Alt R. That's what I did. Oh, there we go. Now we're recording. Okay. Joey FOO, 1.9 million followers. Stay home dad. P.O. Box store merch. They have a store, YouTube, Thrive Market, Facebook, handheld vacuum, Amazon page, merch. What's the Thrive Market? I'm gonna sneeze. Are they just like partnered with them? Oh, it's just like cheaper groceries. Okay. What's their merch look like? Let's picture their dog. It's a lot of pictures of their dog. I heart someone on the spectrum. And it's a Poppet shirt. Okay. Interesting. Okay. I already watched like all these. I'm gonna scroll down a bit. My wife is at work, so I'm okay. Shopping. That's all I can read from his lips. Baby wearing cleaning.
It's 7:58 in the morning and the house is destroyed and me and my newborn are the only ones awake. So I'm gonna attempt to baby wear him while we get this house clean, so we'll see what happens.
My wife is usually up all night feeding the baby, and then I get up in the morning and take care of the kids and stuff, and then she gets to sleep in, so it's a win-win. All right, let's do this, baby.
That's a brand new baby. That's a fresh
Rule number one with morning
but
cleaning.
He looks really
Always
aware.
start by swapping the laundry over. Please be empty.
Okay, laundry's
It's
boring.
8:14. We'll probably put these away in a few days. Table. This is still a pretty big deal to baby wear on camera because I spent my first year as a stay-at-home dad like scared to do this in public. Only a few people are gonna watch this, right?
I still think people should keep their babies off the internet. And the dog is always eating the cleaning stuff. Like, there's one where he's, like, mowing the lawn, and the dog is, like, attached to the...
Does anybody else's backyard look like a jungle? Grass cutting? Bottom right here and then grab him, but I think I'm good. Something at night, let's get this turf cleaned off. This turf was only like 25 bucks a pop. I really love it. We're looking for a nice smell in this backyard, so we're gonna do some Fabuloso. With a nice gentle mop with some hot water. And then we do a nice rinse off to get it nice and good. My glasses are fogged up. I almost got struck by lightning. I got this sock. Let's just do a quick wipe down. And it does a pretty good job. Look at this.
Wow, the yard's actually looking nice and green. 6:57. I'm gonna go inside. Have a good night, everybody.
Okay, really loud. Where's the part where the dog's attached to the blower? There. Look at him. He's attached to the blower.
Let's get this playhouse with...
Oh, this is the one where he cleans the car.
I told my wife I would clean out her car while she's getting her hair done. It's 12:25. Has anybody ever pressure washed their cars before? It would be so cool if dinosaurs came back to life. Dang, who would have thought? I might be onto something. She drives in the front seat, so we got to clean up here too.
Where else should we get this?
Has anybody ever been to the Bermuda Triangle before? What's that like?
I was really scared of the Bermuda Triangle as a kid. I thought it was going to be like a way bigger deal, along with like tornadoes and quicksand. And like they're not, but I was scared. I would go to bed at night and be like, oh my god, the Bermuda Triangle. Here's a really weird story, actually. I don't know if I've ever told anybody this story. So I was at, like when I was younger, like kindergarten, grade 1 maybe. I was over at, like, I went to daycare and, like, grew up at this daycare. And so I was over at this one kid's house from the daycare. And she had this channel on, and I guess it was, like, Animal Planet or something. And this horse was, like, sick, but, like, not to the point that they were going to shoot it and kill it, like it happens with leg injuries, but, like, it was sick. So they stuck a camera up its nose, and I was so scared of the inside of that horse's nose that I don't know if anybody else does this, but when you run faster, or like when you want to run faster, are you ever like, oh my god, there's something scary behind me, I'm gonna run, and then you run faster. So when I was growing up, I'd be like, oh my god, the inside of that horse's nose is behind you, run, it's gonna get you. What? I don't know why I did that, or why I was so scared of this horse's nose, but, like, I don't know when I outgrew it either, but I was, like, go to bed at night and be like, oh my god, the horse's nose is gonna get me. Really weird. Anyways, back to this man cleaning the car wrong.
And does anybody else have a 13-foot charger in their car? This is crazy. This veggie wash says removes waxes, pesticides, and soil, so we're gonna give it a shot up here. Y'all, this is primo. I'm gonna use this for so much. Whoever told you you have to use cleaning products to clean lied to you. I know a lot of people that have the car wash memberships, but I don't know, I kind of think this is fun. Oh, and a little trick, you can take out this rubbery part. Does anybody know how many Jaws movies they ended up making? I mean, was it the same shark from every movie? I don't know, I just kind of like to think outside of the box and try new things while cleaning. And for good luck, grab yourself a little paper towel and start doing a little bit of a spot cleaning everywhere. The rain is starting to come down a little bit, but does anybody else remember the movie? My father-in-law's in Mensa. Does anybody else know anybody in that club? Just give this a nice little wipe down with the bubbles, and then a gentle all-purpose spray for good luck. And then use that same paper towel that you were using earlier. It's nice and dry. And we're gonna stick with a glass cleaner for the windows because we have to look outside of them. It is pouring down rain, but I'm gonna keep doing this because I love you guys.
That's bathroom cleaner, by the way. He's spraying all over
I'm
his
hoping
car.
the rain does not destroy my phone. I bought this poncho from Disney for like 20 bucks, so I might as well use it. I don't know what the heck's going on here. It looks like I'm getting a haircut. Okay, back seat's good. Front seat is good. Let's start working on the outside. Does anybody else feel bad for these love bugs? I mean, because they're called love bugs, we shouldn't be running them over like this. Or are these mosquitoes? One little trick to get in between these grills is grab a microfiber, a butter knife, and you just get right between it like you're good. Look at that, y'all. Is there anybody else that drives an Equinox? Does anybody know why
would
the
he
price
need a
of
butter
tires are
knife?
so
It's, like,
expensive?
far
I mean, they're
enough
literally
apart.
rubber.
Now he's steam cleaning his tires.
And then you just do that same trick I just taught you with the microfiber and the butter knife to get in here in the tire. So this one is a tire or a wheel? I know that's a tire, but what is this? But I always thought this was the wheel. And since it's already raining, you don't need a mop bucket for the car. Just start putting some Fabuloso on it. And then just give it a nice little scrub down all around. People are so focused on how the car looks, we should be thinking about how the car smells. The one nice thing about using the mop stick, it gets this upper level like most car washes don't. And always rinse up top first. And always do the windows second, just like the house, from top to bottom. And then the windshield and grill third. And then the tire, and then the thing between the tire. She's about to be here. I can't wait to see her new hair. Hi. Wow, I love it. We're both blonde now.
Looks really good.
I'm going to get dried off. Have a good night.
This man would love Power Wash Simulator. Anyways, yeah, he fascinates me. Fascinates me. Yeah, next thing that I'm going to talk about is, this also just, like, kind of happened the other day. Like, it wasn't on my For You page, and then suddenly it was on my For You page. But, Gen X is going to war against Gen Z. For some reason. It's called Gen X Rise, and, it was a TikTok trend that was started by members of Generation X, who uses the TikTok filter called Gen X mask, which is like a red X on their face, black and red X, and that has Generation X written beneath it. And they use the sound with a male voice reciting Gen X rise, followed by an ominous foghorn sound. Actually, we're gonna listen to that. Oh, I exited out of TikTok. There we go. If you hit Control-Shift-T, it opens up a tab that you closed. Fun fact. Okay, I can't handle it. Please, I can't. Oh my god, it's loud. Oh my god, he keeps talking. Mute. Oh god. Oh my god. Can everything stop making noise? What was I searching up? Oh, Gen X rise.
Gen X rise. Gen X rise. Gen X rise.
For those Gen Zers out there that don't understand the Gen X rise, let me explain it. The Gen X folks are the toughest people that currently exist in our world today. They are emotionally tough and they are physically tough. I am the oldest millennial. I was born in '82, but I had an older brother, so I was raised as a Gen X kid. And let me tell you a little bit about how we were raised.
Okay, so she's not a Gen X, but she has a brother, so she is a Gen X. Let's giving. I have gay friend. No, it's not. Okay, what is Gen X? 1965, 1980. When did she say she was born? After 1980. Demographic cohort following the baby boomers and preceding millennials. Mid-60s as its starting birth year. Late 70s as it ends birth year. People born from 65 to 80. Okay.
Nobody was watching us. Nobody catered to us. Nobody gave a flying flip where we were or what we were doing. We had to be home when the streetlights came on. And, you know, our parents just kind of expected that we would show up. And whatever happened in between, as long as we came home alive, good to go. We climbed water towers. We hopped
I can't tell if she has a filter on or if her eyelashes just look weird.
fences we shouldn't have. We committed crimes, and nobody knew. We were 4
Ladies and gentlemen, we got her. Get the cops. Get the cops. She commit crimes.
neighborhoods over. Shouldn't have been there, okay? Hanging out with people we shouldn't have been hanging out with. Doing crazy stunts on our bikes and falling down and hitting our heads because we didn't wear a helmet. It was a true F around and find out situation. And let me tell you, natural consequences are the best way to learn life lessons. So Gen X is smart. They are mad street smart. Mad street smart. But the craziest part
There's
about
so
this
much
is that they
millennial
stay
pause into
completely
this. I'm
unbothered.
like
And so
gonna
through
have a
all
stroke.
this mess that we call our world, they have stayed largely unbothered. They've put their head down, they've taken care of their business, they stayed out of it, but they've started to get sick of it. We've pushed the Gen X to their limits. Remember when Biggie said bad boys move in silence and violence? That's Gen X. We beat the absolute living crap out of each other when we were kids.
Shiver me timber.
And we didn't tattle. We didn't go tell our mommies that somebody hurt us, that somebody hurt our feelings, or somebody, bruised our ribs, or broke our wrist when they were twisting it and giving us an Indian burn just a little too hard. No, if the swelling didn't go down in 3 or 4 days, then they might take us for an x-ray. They learned the best life lesson, which is if you're gonna be dumb, you gotta be tough. And if you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. But because they're also so freaking chill and they mind their business, they haven't done anything yet, but they're starting to. They're rising up and saying, okay, it's time for the smartest generation, the toughest generation, the most...
My mom's a Gen X. Is she gonna fight me I'm sleeping with the doors locked tonight. I'm a little scared. Why is she pausing between every single clip? Could she not have just, like, written a script and read off it instead? Why'd she have to... We are Gen X. You should fear me. You should fear us. I bonked my head once, and I'm gonna bonk your head. Like, what? Why the pause? Ugh.
The most unbothered, the most resilient generation to get up and start saying something and doing something about this crap that we see going on right now. I don't think we're fully prepared to see what that generation is going to do. Gen X is the oldest millennial. I salute you.
She is the oldest millennial. That brought tears to my eyes. That genuinely brought tears to my eyes. And not in a sad way. I heard Gen X is calling for us millennials to join them. The beast has officially been unleashed, and I'm prepared for anything. Okay, Grandma. I'm scared.
And why Gen X is rising up? Well, I'll tell you right now why. We're the last generation to drink from a hose. We played outside, and we drank from the hose.
Okay, this is
We're
satirical.
unbothered. We're not even a little bit bothered.
Yeah.
Bitch,
For those Gen Zers out there that
Okay, why
don't
do we need to
understand
do at this?
Ships on vigor of the waves are skimming, barren summits to the verdant plains. Each horizon is a new beginning. Rise, Lorraine.
Gen X.
For those Gen Zers out there that
When Gen X calls, you answer. No, when Freaky Bob calls, I answer. Leave me alone, Gen X. Yeah, so that just, like, happened the other day. So, prepare for World War III. What's X? What's the Roman numeral X? I know it's not 3. 10. Alright, World War 10. Yeah, this weekend I watched Conjuring Uno e Dos. And they're really good. I love the Conjuring movies. Well, not like really good. Like, they're not the best horror movie, but they're my favorite horror movie. Because I love ghosts. Ghosts are so interesting to me. It's just really interesting to me. So I really like the Conjuring movies. I really like the first one. I've watched that one so many times. The second one, I find a bit scarier, but also, like, the twisted man, like, it feels less realistic. Like, the first one, I'm like, okay, yeah, I can get how this is based on true stories. Whereas the second one, I'm like, where'd the nun come from? Did Miss Lorraine actually see this nun everywhere and the twisted man beat them up? Like, that one feels a lot less real. And then I realized I have never seen Conjuring 3. I thought I had. No, I hadn't. I saw one where this lady was in an apartment, but then they were in a church, and there was a bunch of people in the church basement with robes over their heads. I don't know what movie this was. I think it might have been Insidious, because Insidious also has a character named Lorraine, and the same actor from The Conjuring. And might I add, the people that play Ed and Lorraine in The Conjuring, mighty fine. Can I get in on that marriage, please? Love those actors. But it might have been one of the Insidious movies. It was good, though, and I don't find the Insidious movies good. I remember I went and saw The Red Door, and I thought it was a Conjuring movie, because I get Insidious and Conjuring mixed up all the time, and I had no clue what was going on. I got there, and I was like, huh? What? And that was because I had never seen any of the Insidious movies. But, like, I saw this a couple years ago, and I was watching it with, like, Vine noises in the back, which I highly recommend. You should 100% watch horror movies with, like, Vine, 1 hour of silence and read by Vine or something. It's so funny. But I don't remember what this movie was. I'm pretty sure Blumhouse made Insidious, didn't they? I think it might have been Insidious. But, yeah. Haven't seen the third Conjuring. The fourth one's coming out September 2025, I think. But, yeah, very exciting. I love The Conjuring. But many people don't know this, but the real life Ed and Lorraine Warren were terrible, terrible people. So I wanted to talk about that today because they are hoax. Nope. They are, what's the word I'm looking for? Frauds and liars and freaks and terrible people. So yeah. They, in the movie, are, like, super cute and cuddly and romantic, and they love each other so much, and, it is not like that in real life. Ed, like, beat Lorraine and cheated on her with, like, a 14-year-old that they kept in, like, their attic, and she was fully aware of all this. She was like, yeah, okay, yeah. I guess you can get freaky with a 14-year-old. And knowing this makes watching the second one really weird because he had a really close relationship with the 12-year-old that they were exercising. Like, they shared way too many looks that are like, whoa, Eddie boy. You already have a 14-year-old at home. Calm down. Freaky stuff. But, a lot of their actual stories, they're most known for the Amityville. I find the Amityville story really boring. It's just like some guy kills somebody, the house is really haunted, yada yada. Boring. But, that was, like, pretty, not made up, but, like, far-fetched. They, I'm trying to like take stuff from this article, but they have so much filler in this, and I'm just trying to summarize it. Okay, here we go. Ed and Lorraine Warren were both raised in the Catholic Church in Bridgeport, Connecticut. By the time they met as teenagers in 1944, Lorraine was like, I'm a psychic medium. I am confident that I'm a psychic medium. Yeah, well, I'm a psychic large, so beat that. And she was, like, super invested and interested in paranormal after growing up in a horror... Ed was interested in the paranormal after growing up in a house that he believed was haunted. He fought in World War II, studied art in college, but then used his talent to fuel his rapidly deepening paranormal interests. Together with Lorraine, he would show up at an alleged haunted house, not invited. He would just show up and be like, yo, what's up? Can I paint a picture of your house? Because he was all artsy. And then he'd give it to them to negotiate his way into the house. And then once they were welcomed, I say that with air quotes, into the house, Lorraine would be like, I sense demons, and then scream and stuff, because she did that a lot in the movie. She'd be like, and I'd be like, Lorraine, and she'd be like, I saw a vision, I have a village, I saw a Valak, I know your name, you are Valak, I banish thee back to hell, it was crazy, and a lot of that was made up. I'm not denying ghosts and demons and church and all that. I'm just denying these creepy creeps. As much as I love the movie portrayal. In 1952, they created the New England Society for Psychic Research, which was probably... No, it was not after they were in England, because that was in, like, 1974. Don't know why they... What is New England? Is New England actually in England, or is that just, like, a fancy American term? I don't know. And then the New England Skeptical Society formed in 1996 and is one of their biggest critics. The emphasis on research helped the Warrens gain credibility in an era when interest in all things occult was growing rapidly, as their son-in-law, Tony Spera, got an itchy nostril, not picking my nose, guys, writes on his website, if you had nobody that would listen or help, you turned to the Warrens. Among the reported 10,000 alleged paranormal cases the Warrens investigated over their many decades of activity, there were a handful that made them famous, in no small part because they made sure to capitalize on their involvement afterwards through book deals and publicity. Although the Warrens were among many paranormal enthusiasts who took part in investigating the Amityville incident, they were among the most celebrated, and their participation regularly features in the prevailing pop culture narrative around it. In case you need a refresher, 1974. Oh, so 74 was the Amityville. So then 76 was when they were in England, I guess. Farmhouse in Amityville, Long Island, saw brutal family annihilation when a young man living there, Ronnie DeFeo, murdered his parents and 4 siblings. Despite popular myth, DeFeo never claimed to be possessed, though he did unsuccessfully plead insanity at his trial. So this is The Devil Made Me Do It. Wait, so is The Devil Made Me Do It a prequel? Hold on. Is the third one about the Amityville case? Because between the first movie and the second movie, they were like, we went and did the Amityville, blah, 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 blah. Conjuring. Devil Made Me Do It. No, Landlord. Okay, so there's like multiple cases that they investigated where people like pleaded demonic possession, I guess. Oh, I don't know. Imagine you did that for like being a pedophile. Cody Co's next video. I plead demonic possession. The devil made me do it. Get my ukulele out. The devil made me groom a minor. Not groom, rape, but despite popular myth, DeFeo never claimed to be possessed, though he did unsuccessfully plead insanity at his trial. Okay, so he pleaded insanity. Other guy pleaded possession. 2 years later, Lett's family bought the house, lived in it for basically a month, then left, claiming the place was haunted. One night during the frenzied aftermath, Warrens visited the site, took a series of time-lapse photos, including one very obviously fake photo, supposedly a ghost of one of the murdered children. The Lutzes made it all up to get rich. The alleged Amityville haunting had been repeatedly debunked and widely accepted as a hoax by just about anybody who attended the incident, except the Lutzes and the Warrens, who insisted over the years that Amityville was the most haunted location they'd ever visited. They profited considerably from their devotion to the narrative, served as story consultants on 1982's The Amityville Horror, prequel about the DeFeo murder, of course The Conjuring 2, which references their Amityville exploration. Most significantly, the notoriety of Amityville helped boost their visibility and made them the go-to experts for all things paranormal. Several other purported hauntings and exorcisms became indelibly associated with the Warrens. 1991 made-for-TV film The Haunted, in which they featured as characters, adapt their version of the alleged paranormal case of the Smurl family. Their best-selling 1992 book, In a Dark Place, co-written with author Ray Garton, describes their investigations and the alleged events that became the basis for the 2009 horror film The Haunting in Connecticut. In that incident, the local family, the Snedekers, claimed to be seeing ghosts of people whose bodies had formerly passed through their home, which had once been a mortuary. Eventually, this evolved into demonic possession. However, according to a highly cynical interview Garton reportedly did with Horror Bound magazine, which was later published on the Paranormal Studies and Inquiry Canada website, the Warrens not only knew the whole thing was likely a hoax, but told Garton to invent whatever details he'd like to sell the story. This is a quote from him. As I gathered all the necessary information for the book, I found that the accounts of the individual Snedekers didn't quite mesh. They just couldn't keep their story straight. I went to Ed with this problem. Oh, they're crazy, he said. Everyone who comes to us is crazy. Otherwise, why would they come to us? You got some of the story, just use what works and makes the rest up. Make it scary. You write scary books, right? That's why we hired you. So just make it up and make it scary. Further insinuated that in the interview with the Warrens, they switched their specialty from ghosts to demons because of the popularity of The Exorcist. So they started off as ghost hunters, and then around the time the movie The Exorcist was really, really popular as a novel and then a movie, so then they changed and were like, oh, these aren't ghosts, these are demons, because everybody was obsessed with demons at the time, so that made them, boom, even more popular. Okay, it explains here what Devil Made Me Do It was about. 1980 exorcism of a young boy named David Glatzel during the event, which took place during the early years of Satanic Panic. A participant named Arnie Johnson, boyfriend of Glatzel's older sister, challenged the demon to enter him, freaky, after which he allegedly became possessed and subsequently shot and killed his landlord, Alan Bono. Following murder trial, the defense tries to claim demonic possession. The court refused to allow the defense, however, and Johnson was convicted of first-degree manslaughter. The Warrens walked away from it all with another best-selling book, 1983's The Devil in Connecticut. And then there's a picture here of the Warrens, and they are not hot, like they are in the movies, with Glatzel, who looks like, the guy that plays Coral in The Last of Us, and then there's a Chihuahua, and it's doing the regular Chihuahua thing. I'm freaking out in the picture. And then we're gonna skip to, they did profit from books, public appearances, never charged for investigating cases. Some of the profits of their books went to the families, blah, blah, blah. There's a much darker cynicism surrounding who the Warrens were, particularly the difference between their public and private faces. Judith Penny, who is sometimes described as Ed's assistant or liaison, had alleged that beginning in the early 60s, Ed Warren, then in his 30s, began grooming her. In 1963, when she was 15, Penny claimed the Warrens moved her into the Warrens' house in Bridgeport and commenced a full-blown sexual affair with Lorraine's full consent that lasted until just a few years before Ed died in 2006. Her alleged relationship with the Warrens came to light in 2017, in which she was critical of both the Warrens and the Conjuring franchise for continuing to valorize the Warrens after the allegations of Ed Warren's predatory behavior first came to light in 2014. Both Warner Bros. And the Warren family had painted Penny as a vulnerable elderly woman being manipulated by bad actors into fabricating claims as part of lawsuits filed by various greedy parties against the Conjuring franchise. Lorraine never commented on the allegations and passed away in 2019. However, there seems to be some proof. Penny was reportedly arrested for delinquency because she moved in with the Warrens, though it seemed no investigation into the Warrens for sexual predation was initiated, and her presence in the house gets a nod in the 1980s book about the Warren, The Demonologist. The alleged grooming lies at the heart of the conflict between the Warrens on paper and the Warrens of pop culture. Billion-dollar Conjuring franchise relies on the public affection for the Warrens as characters, yet the affinity stems from a belief in their real-life purity and wholesome sincerity that gets harder to sustain as we learn more about them. For instance, Lorraine Warren's presentation as a chaste, deeply devout Catholic often catalyzed the cinematic rousting of the demonic on screen, yet in reality, Penny, allegedly, Lorraine was not only fully complicit in Ed's abuse of her, but coldly pressured her into getting an abortion. Further, Penny alleged Ed was both physically and verbally abusive to Lorraine throughout the marriage. So I found all this out like a year ago, and I was gobsmacked. Because, in the movie, they're so cute, they got matching ties, matching skirts, all that jazz. And then I read this article that was like, hey, these people actually suck and are terrible people and frauds. And I was gobsmacked. I was like, oh my god. So, yeah. I just thought it would be interesting to talk about that. Yeah, I haven't watched any new movies this week. Hopefully next week I'll be able to talk about Deadpool. I'm going to do it spoiler free. I'm not going to talk about anything in the movie. But I'm going to give an honest review. I'm going in with high hopes. I was told today not to, but I'm going in with high hopes, and I'm very excited. So, yeah, that's everything from me today. You can find me on Instagram at areyousickofmeyet.pod, on TikTok at areyousick.pod, and areyousickofmeyet everywhere else. I will see you all next week for episode 23. Bye.